Recently, I watched Asal Khan's video, My 7 Sources of Income at 26 in India. And that's when something clicked. Because a few years ago, both of us were almost in the exact same place. Same confusion, same ambition. But here's where my story changes. 2 years ago, I made a video showing how I paid my entire college fees on my own using 7 income streams. But today, we are down from 7 to just 2. So in this video, I'm going to show you with real proof what those 2 major sources income streams are, exactly how much money we made in 2025, and that one missing piece that kept me stuck for years. And if you think this is a get rich quick video, you would be absolutely disappointed. This one is for the 20-year-old version of me, starting from zero, ambitious, and quietly stressed about money. This is where everything changed. The fewer streams I focused on, the more money I made. Before we go any further, I want you to pause and watch this clip from Alex Hormozi.
Say this is you, and this is your time and attention that you have to pursue any new opportunity. So you say, I need 7 income streams because the average millionaire has 7 income streams. So I'm going to spread myself thin between 7 different opportunities. And while I do that, I'm going to be multitasking, trying to fill different cups at the same time with different colors. And I'm somehow going to wait until one of these things takes off, right? I have to see which ones of these will work. But the reality is, it's not which of these ones will work. Any of them could work if you put the work in. Absolutely true that people who are the wealthiest have multiple income streams. But what's not true is about how they got there. The wealthiest people in the world go all in on one income stream and they keep adding it up over and over and over again until it overflows. And then once it overflows, because they're making so much money from their one opportunity, they then start diversifying back between the other different ways. But they made their wealth focusing on one thing. You don't make money by splitting your attention up. You make it by focusing on the one thing that matters most.
When I heard this for the first time, it kind of generally messed with my head. Because up until that point, I was doing the exact opposite. I was trying to do everything, be everything all at once. And trust me, I know how you're thinking. Because at 20, I thought the same thing. Learn as many things as possible, as fast as possible, and do everything all at once. Now, just to be clear, I still earn from more than 2 places, but the majority of the money you are about to see comes from those 2. And one more thing, Asil is a very good friend of mine, and honestly, he's one of the most humble and the coolest creator I met this year. So this isn't about saying one approach is right and the other is wrong. It's about understanding why different phases of your life need different strategies. Now that you have the context, let's get into the first stream. From low earning to high earning. Let's start with Amazon affiliate. Now, here's how the program works. You recommend products. When someone buys through your link, you earn a small commission. Now, in 2025, this is what it looked like for us. We did north of 6 lakhs in sales and made 24,000 in actual earnings. Not bad, but this year, we made a painful decision to move away from affiliate income. See, earlier our channels had a lot more tech reviews, and tech content naturally drives more affiliate sales. In fact, in the past, we have actually driven over 1 crore in total sales to Amazon. And because of that, we were even invited to a private Amazon creator event. One of those things you only get called to when you are moving big numbers. So walking away from this wasn't easy, but it was also slowly pulling the channel in a direction I did not want to go. So we quit. Let me show you the real numbers first. In 2025, we made about 1,33,000 from AdSense. Now here's something interesting. If I just add 3 more months to this timeline backwards, that number almost doubles. And the funny part, most of this money came from one single video, and that too a 2-minute video. And here's why it performed so differently. If you look at the audience breakdown, a big chunk of those viewers were not from India, but from US. Which brings us to something very important as a creator, CPM. CPM is simply how much advertisers pay per 1,000 views. Since most of our audience is from India, our CPMs are naturally lower. If this channel had majority US audience, this same performance would easily make us 5 to 10 times more money. By the way, I was absolutely shocked that we crossed over 1 lakh from AdSense because this was never a source of income we were intentionally chasing this year. Now, if you've seen my older videos, you know this already. I used to be very active in the stock market, especially back in college. Now, this year that completely stopped. We did not do a single active trade. What I do now is we invest in mutual funds. Every month, close to 1 lakh automatically goes in. Now combined, mutual funds and direct stocks, we made about 4 lakh in profit this year. Now these days I have a fund manager handling all of this, so I don't have to do or think about it at all. And on the 26th or 28th of the month, the money gets automatically deducted from my bank account, and that's pretty much it. Quick clarification first. I don't actively freelance anymore. But yes, we still take very selective projects. This year, in total, we worked with 3 clients, all inbound, no cold mails. And from those, we earned about 6 lakhs. And for your information, a lot of inquiries still come through our email, Twitter, and Instagram. But because our ticket size is quite high and expensive, about 90% don't move forward, which is absolutely what I want. Peace. Also, the next source of income is probably not what you were expecting. Let's talk about sponsorship. You would probably assume that this is our highest source of income right now. It's not. It's actually the second highest. This year, we did over 35 lakhs from sponsorships alone. But interestingly, our approach changed this year. In the first half of the year, we were primarily playing in the EdTech JEE Bits Pilani niche. That meant we had to put more sponsored videos, higher volumes, but lower payouts per deal. But in the second half, we made a very intentional shift. We moved more into the SaaS product niche. So instead of volume, we started working with software companies instead. If you've seen some of my recent videos, you would notice 2 distinct formats: integrated sponsorships, around 60 seconds inside a video, and a few dedicated videos where the entire video revolves around that product or the problem space. Now, this shift changed everything, not just in terms of the money, but also the kind of brands we got to work with. I mean, honestly, we were quite lucky because some of the sponsors I would genuinely wanted to collaborate for such a long time. Another big shift, we moved away from mostly Indian sponsors because they pay in rupees, and now we primarily work with international SaaS companies, which means deals are paid in dollars. Guess who's really happy with rupee weakening these days? Jokes aside. Now this one usually surprises most of the audience because I'm so active online, people actually forget that content is my side hustle and I have a full-time job. Trust me, that expensive 5 year CS degree from Bispilani helped me land what I genuinely consider a dream job. But the real upside of a job like this one isn't just salary, it's equity. At large listed companies, you get stocks. They vest every quarter. If the company grows, the stock grows, and you make money without putting any extra hours. Stay long enough, and in fast growing companies, those stocks can even beat your in-hand salary. Now that's another part most people miss and almost I don't see anyone talking about. And I know you're waiting for this part, but for legal reasons I can't show you the exact numbers. But if I combine my salary plus vested stocks, this is a rough estimate. See, the point is quite simple. The right job can be a silent wealth builder. If you see, in total, we definitely did cross over 90 lakhs this year. Obviously, I can't reveal you the exact number. By the way, this is the gross revenue, not profit. Because a big part of this year wasn't about maximizing what I keep to myself. It was about building a solid team. We invested heavily in people. I gifted my senior editor a MacBook. My writer got an Aether 450X. Another writer got a new monitor and SSD. That's the non-obvious thing most people really miss. Investing in your people is a long-term bet that compounds quietly. Now, zooming out, honestly, 2025 wasn't a crazy year financially. In my previous years, my net worth was almost doubling year on year. This year, I fell a little short of that. But not everything is transactional. In January, I gifted my mom a car, the first car in our family. I was invited to speak at multiple design events. I got invited to Microsoft for their AI tour. This was the first year I collaborated with creators who are bigger than me. For the first time, I worked as a director of photography on a proper shoot. I traveled internationally on my own money, attended multiple concerts, and I got to meet people I have looked up to for years. And if you think all of this happened overnight, it did not. This came from years of trying and failing and showing up anyway. See, I'm very sure that I could have made much more this year. Now here's the interesting part. Everything I've made so far came without selling you anything directly. For years, I've been quietly practicing editing, motion, storytelling, and now I'm one of the best. And it's not me saying this. You have been telling me for months to launch a course or a cohort to teach all of this stuff to you. I ignored it for a very long time. And sure, I was definitely not working on this. Or was I?